Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD12D here, back in here on PlayStation Stars. I just brushed my teeth, so like I wasn't sure if I had any residual like Destruction AllStars just came out this week on PS Plus, and it is free if you guys did not redeem it. But if you are on the fence about it, I think you probably should just add to your library, and you probably should just try it out. It is a fun game overall. I do have overall a positive sentiment on this game, which is pretty surprising because I was definitely not feeling this game in terms of like how they talked about it before the game came out and the whole premise of the game and different stuff like that. And I was very critical about the game, especially when it was $70. But here on PS Plus and trying it out for the first time, and playing it for a few days here, I am pretty much enjoying Destruction AllStars. However, there are some things that I think they definitely need to address. So let's get right into it, into today's video. Starting off here, I was going to say, it was literally on my list here that I feel that the game needs some daily and weekly challenges to kind of just spruce up the overall, gameplay and really kind of bring people in on a pretty consistent basis if they can via these challenges. A lot of games do it. I see no reason to do it, I see no reason to not do it here, and it looks like they have, so that is a good thing there. We do have daily and weekly challenges that were added yesterday to the game, so pretty cool right there. Really good start as well. And they did say, of course, during the state of play that they will be bringing more characters, more maps, more modes, all the good stuff in the future, so that we have to wait on, which is not that big of a deal because the game just came out. So there at least is a promise that there will be more content into the game coming in the future. But they have another thing that was with this game that was on the list as well. It was the whole mic situation. Okay, so what's been going on is that there is no way to mute all of the in-game chat in the game right now. There's ways to do it. I just have my mic turned off on, I have my mic automatically muted on my controller, but I have the speaker turned all the way off, so I haven't heard any of it. I haven't been really affected by it, but I know a lot of people have been running into it, and definitely don't want that to happen. And they have said that they are working on this. They said they hear us loud and clear, so that will be alleviated in the future. I am assuming sooner rather than later for that whole standpoint. So that's all taken care of there. Let's get into the stuff that I am so noticing in Destruction AllStars. First up here, I have Astro A50s, right? I use them all the time when I game, and there's this weird knocking that is happening in the game that I have not experienced from any other game in my life, right? It's really weird. It literally sounds like someone is outside my door over here knocking on my door. I don't know if it's because the A50s have like I think it's a 7.1 or like 5.1 surround sound thing. I don't know if it's the 3D audio with PS5, but honestly, it's a little bit too 3D for me. I don't know what it is. It's this specific knock that happens in the middle of games. I think it happens when I'm about to wreck. I think in a given mayhem mode or tornado mode, I think is where it is happening, but it is pretty consistent. I'm not sure exactly what's causing it. It's a weird knock that happens. I don't like it, so hopefully they can alleviate that. I don't know if a lot of people are experiencing that as well. If you are, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I was trying to find it in footage. I couldn't find it, so I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is. I thought I was going crazy, but let's go into the second one here. So, of course, a big thing about the Destruction AllStars is that, it is primarily vehicular combat, right? That's the primary mode of combat, of course, but there is some instances where you have to go on foot. After you wreck, you find a new car. You can collect those, pink diamond things to get more progression towards your abilities or your car and everything for your class. The thing is that the on-foot traversal doesn't feel as great as I thought it would, you know what I'm saying? And for them to have a whole nother mode and have other abilities and a whole other mode of interfacing with a given match other than you being in a car, that being on foot, you would assume that, that would be a little bit more up to snuff. For me, it feels extremely floaty sometimes. It's hard for me to get onto ledges that I'm trying to get on, but the character just doesn't do it. There's a lot of weird things with that, so that's something that I would honestly look into. I don't know if it's just me not being used to the movement or what, but I'm not feeling the way you know, characters feel on foot as opposed to on the car, where it feels a lot better. Now, this is something that I didn't notice on stream, because I mean, I was streaming, I was just talking to chat, so I didn't really even notice it. But when I was playing offline, I did notice that there is a lack of music during a match, right? Which there's a little bit of, you know, some towards the end of the game as it's winding down, but in the middle of the match, there's no music playing. And I think that is something that I've seen a lot of people already talk about on Twitter and stuff like that about the game, and I definitely feel that there should be, like, maybe just a little some, you know, just, you know me, y'all know me. If you don't, you know I love a fat beat. I love a nice beat, and there are fat beats in the character select screen when you're you know, looking at other characters and you go into their character details, which we will get to in a second. I love the way that they have made custom tracks for each individual character. It is super cool. It has a similar tempo, so it matches with the game's overall main theme. It's a great thing, and it's really weird to see that they put so much effort into those music tracks, having each character have its own individual music track, but then when you're in a game, there's no music playing. It's like, oh, come on, guys. Like, y'all seem to be really good at making beats. Give us some fire beats while I'm, you know, wrecking other cars in Carnado, or, you know, trying to get points in Mayhem. I definitely feel like there should be music in Destruction All-Stars, in matches specifically. But next up here, the skins are not really skins. They're just color palette swaps from what I've seen mostly. I'm assuming, right, that they will have really cool skins that, you know, change the overall, like, format and build of your character in terms of, like, what they're wearing. I think, like, we'll get those in the future, I'm hoping, but as of right now, it's just color palettes, and, like, it's kind of like, you know, whatever, like, it's you know what I'm saying, like, it's just not the best. And if there are gonna be color palettes, right, if that's your only option, I would like the ability to put a bunch of color palettes on all different characters. Like, I hate that there are only like a few you know, sect of color palettes that are for each character. I wish that I could just get the blue and yellow color palette and put it on all my characters, because come on, y'all know how I do. You already know. Blue and yellow is the way, right? So but like, not every character has blue and yellow on it, so that's a little bit of honestly a mishap. And I figure, hey, if you're gonna just do color swaps, which is, I guess, fine, like, it is what it is, I would like it to be universal, where I can put any color palette on any character. I would love that feature to go into the game as well. Next up here, I could do a little bit more time on Mayhem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Mayhem matches run a little bit short, like, not too short, right? And I think I'm a little bit hesitant on saying that, because I don't want like a 20-minute Mayhem match, or like I don't even want really like a 12-minute Mayhem match, but like, if we can get to like around like the 10-minute mark, I feel like it's less than that. I think that could be really cool and really fun, and it could build a rivalry in a given match that could be very interesting, I feel like. But you know, if they don't, it's kind of, it is what it is. I just feel like Mayhem is a little bit too short for my personal liking, but it's not bad. Like it's definitely not too short, I would say. Gridfall, I don't like this mode. I don't know if, like, I'm just not good at the game yet. I don't know if I'm just not good at Gridfall itself, maybe. I'm not sure what the problem is there, but Gridfall is not doing it for your boy here, okay? I keep taking massive L's in Gridfall. Like, I'll boost to the middle, right? And then a car will go to the left, and I'll keep going, and I'll just fall in the pit and die, and then I'm out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, oh, man. And, like, sometimes I'll respawn. Other times, I'll just die straight up. And, like, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know if I'm just not paying attention. I don't know. But Gridfall, I think we need to, you know, ease up a little bit on that whole thing. Next up here, this one's big. This one's huge, guys. The minimap is horrible in this game, okay? It's not even that it's a bad minimap. The placement of it is just really bad, right? There's a whole beautiful, empty, top left-hand corner of the screen that the minimap is just dying to be moved up there. You know what I'm saying? I think that the minimap should be up there. I don't know why they thought that the minimap down in the bottom right was a good idea, right? And maybe, for the benefit of the doubt, I haven't looked too deeply into the accessibility options in the menus. Maybe there's a way to move it up to that position, and maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe I didn't look too deeply into it. I don't know. But the minimap down in the bottom right corner is not doing it for me. I hate it because you're paying so much attention to the action up on the screen that you don't have time to look to the bottom right. Like, nothing's happening in the bottom right screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in the top left, that's a easier, I feel like an easier travel distance to like kind of gaze at the minimap and then keep going onto the action. Like, I feel like looking at the bottom right, it's just not doing it for me personally. But that has been my overall kind of thoughts about the Destruction AllStars right now from like a negative standpoint. Like, there's just some things that I don't love about the game. But most importantly, if you've been playing it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How are you feeling about Destruction AllStars? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you wish they added something that I didn't mention here on the video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure also, while you are down there, you can check out our description where you can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long-form content in podcast format. Those, of course, being Road 2 series and Safe Side podcast as well every single Sunday. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.